Hey there, everyone. This is Severen Henderson back again for another episode of Department 3C Presents a podcast. Um, from getting some feedback from some people, I was informed that I should give a little bit of more information about myself before each episode, which is fine, which is cool, and I'm willing to do. I feel like I'm talking to people who already know me, but I realized that not everyone knows me. So I kind of introduced myself in the first episode, who I am, what I'm about, what I represent, but I just want to talk a little more about what I want this podcast to be about. So overall, in general, I just want to get out subjects and conversations that people aren't always necessarily happy with having, or not happy, but sometimes have conversations that are uncomfortable. My first guests, they've all been great, and we've all agreed on everything. Well, most things, and got to talk to each other, and that's kind of the route that I'm going down. I'm by all means not trying to get people in here to beat them up and browbeat them. I just want to talk, get their point of view. If mine vibes with it, cool. If not, let's see how we can come to some sort of agreement on the subjects that we have to talk about. So that's basically what I want the podcast and the format to be. Of course, always growing, always trying to get better. And like I said like one of my guests said to me in another episode, I'm just trying to get those reps up. I'm just trying to get better and better as we keep going. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and getting an opportunity to speak to you all is really cleansing for me. It really helps me out a lot in all the activities that I do. I'm on social media, talk a lot on there, talk to people in person. I talk to people on my phone through texts and through telephone calls. But this dynamic is podcasts are kind of like living, breathing, evolving structures. Like a book, you write it, that's it, it's there. That's the book. Podcasts always change, and you have different people coming on, and it just gives you a chance as the listener to see how the person grows. It also gives you, as the producer or person that's putting out the content, to see how you grow, see how you evolve as a person. And I think that's all a beautiful process. So that's a little bit about me. And before each episode, I'll go over a little bit more so you can get to know me better. Still looking for input on a good name. The name I got is just real basic, and that's fine for now. But like I said, I want this to grow and become something that people look forward to hearing, and just keeps on moving. So with that in mind, help me out. Please reach out to me, all social media platforms, Department 3C. I'm on Department 3C at Facebook, Department 3C at Twitter, Department 3C at Instagram. And if you know me personally, you can reach out to me. My regular handle is I am Sevy on the same platforms. IAMSEVY. All my friends and family, they call me Sevy. It's just real basic. So that's who I am, and that's where I would like for you to get to know me or reach out to me at. I look forward to hearing all your feedback. Oh, an email. I just have a basic email for now. It's just department3c@gmail.com. You can hit me there, and let's talk. Let's conversate. Let's have a conversation. So today's episode, I have another one of my friends. That's all I've been getting is my friends. But I have another one of my friends. He's going to talk about health and fitness. We work together, and he came on a little bit before me, but he showed me a lot as far as the realm of health and fitness. In the book, Hey New Guy, by Department 3C, again, I talk about workout routines and a little bit of how you can work out and how you can get better, how you can get to your goals as a firefighter, or as a public safety servant overall, paramedics, cops, everybody. We all have a lot to lift and a lot of load to carry besides just ourselves. So I know and then reading in other books, I used to do CrossFit, and CrossFit was good. CrossFit was great. Speaking with people in the CrossFit aspect, you get to meet people, you get to do a lot of things. It's a great experience, but that's not the end all be all. There's more to working out than just doing that. In my opinion, though, CrossFit is the closest to a full body workout that we would have to do on a fire ground. We do a lot of pulling, a lot of lifting, chopping, of course, pulling not just victims, but we have to pull ceiling, we have to expose fire areas. It's just a lot that we have to do. And those workouts and learning how to work out when you're tired. I mean, you have to keep going, and you have to keep good form as well. A lot of people think just throw form out the window and do whatever you want to do. But that's a quick way to get yourself hurt. No one wants to do that. So, you want to keep in your mind form and fitness. So that's my little experience from working out in fitness. Like I said, just doing what I do to try and lose weight, to try and stay in a nice, a decent shape, a shape good enough to, be there for myself and my family and my community. That's what I'm always trying to do. But I have an expert that's going to be coming on today that's going to talk about all of those subjects. So with that being said, I'm going to let this person introduce themselves and we'll go from there.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? I'd like to thank Sev for having me on. My name is Vince Gilchrist. I have been on department for 11 years, Chicago Fire. I have been an instructor for around, off and on, in my 11 years, about 5 years, maybe 6. And it's, like I said, his book has been very instrumental in, I think, the candidates' lives. He did a very wonderful job with that.
Thank you.
I remember him sitting there watching him write it. So that was kind of cool, watching him go through that process of him writing that book. Well, we'll have a conversation. We're about to get into it. We're going to talk about, physical fitness, see what's up.
Yep.
And, I'm just going to talk about the beginnings. Let's talk about, I'm 40 years old. Okay.
And see, this is the who I want. This is all that good stuff. So, yeah.
I'm 40 years old. Lived in a few different states. I'm originally from Detroit.
And but, we was gonna get into that.
Oh yeah. That's going down. Yeah. And my parents wasn't big athletes. They weren't. I'm not gonna say athletically, quote unquote, gifted people. Whatever. They did their thing. They jogged in the morning. They stretched at night. They did normal stuff. And when I was a kid, I kind of remember when. And you can chime in here. I remember when Mike Tyson's Punch-Out came out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was the game.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I still remember the code. I got my ass whooped so much.
What's the code? Hit us with it.
073735963.
Okay, so now somebody's going to fact check you and make sure that's it.
That's the code to Mike Tyson.
Okay, I'm with that.
Anyway, I remember playing that game for about 3 hours straight. And my mom just came in and just basically said, nah, that's enough. She took the whole Nintendo. That's it.
That's what she should have did.
Go outside, And I think that's what our generation is. Well, not our generation. I think they're in a new generation now. What's the generation what?
Ooh, I'm bad with that.
What are we? I'm X, I think.
X. I'm an Xennial.
What, a millennial?
A millennial mixed with a Gen Xer. So just the millennial generation where we at now.
Yeah. So going out and playing Duck Duck Goose or red light, green light, whatever, hide and go seek. Those days kind of over for those for the people, millennials and whatever the case. To get them going in sports, it seems like it's more expensive now, and it seems like it's less places to go.
Oh yeah, that's
the parks are declining, and I do have a point in this.
Okay,
and our talent pool of America is getting lower. We're getting less and less people that are in a readiness state to do anything. Most common thing I hear, well, I hate running. All right, well, you hate breathing? You hate using the bathroom? You hate, what else do you, just normal stuff. You hate eating? Running is something that you have to be ready to do that. Things happen. You have to go. You have to move. You have to Something happens. What do you do if a dog's gonna chase you? You gonna stop and fight? You gonna run? You gonna run? Fight or flight? That's what it is.
That's the same thing I tell my son. He wants to come outside and just flip flops and stuff all the time. I'm like, what if you got to run from somebody? What if you got to kick something? What do you got to do? But that's just
you can't move.
Yeah, right. So that was always my thinking too with the Jesus joggers, as I call them.
What's Jesus joggers?
It's sandals, flip flops.
Oh, like what? Like Hirachi sandals or whatever?
Well, no, not even Hirachi. Okay. Just regular the leather sandals
old
that people wear all the time.
Pimp sandals, old man.
Oh, yeah, like on the barbecue grill.
Yeah.
Get it going. Yeah, absolutely.
So, our talent pool is shrinking. Therefore, we have less Americans in a state of readiness for us to kind of
to do something.
Do something.
Yeah.
Now you want to be a fireman.
Okay.
Now you want to be a fireman. You take the test. Maybe you go the medic route, crossover. That's how CFD does it. When I call it crossover, I mean they become a paramedic with the job and drive an ambulance. Then they put their name on a list, and then they become firemen. They become firemen. And what I was getting at is those people that want to do that have to be kind of talented in athleticism. Okay, what's talented in athleticism actually mean? That means that this person should be able to endure some sort of athletic prowess for an extended period of time.
Okay, so what's an extended period of time?
Well, we work for 45 minutes before we get rehab, right?
Right.
So let's go 45 minutes.
Okay.
I'm almost okay with 30, but we'll say 45. And doing a push-up or doing just jogging around the block, there's no running on the fire scene, but you have to get that heart rate up. Mm-hmm. The heart rate has to be to a point where, you'll be able to deal with the strenuous activities of going in the fire.
Right.
So you want to be a fireman, you take the CPAT. The CPAT is a physical aptitude test that basically is nationwide now.
Okay.
I think it started in 2000 it's been around for a long time. I think federally, they started Chicago, they started making Chicago do it federally in 2012, I think.
Okay.
Chicago had to have it in 2012. New York also has it.
When we get to it and start checking the notes, I'll make sure I add that in.
No,
okay.
It was before 2012. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It had to been 11 because I remember the guys in 2012, they had to take it to get on that class. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a few events. You go through 6 or 7 events. Mm-hmm. And those people, those candidates, whatever you want to call it, recruits, they have to prepare themselves for that test. The test is not cheap. It's very expensive. It's $150.
Okay.
We do not have a testing site in the city of Chicago.
Now, it's $150 per time?
Per time, yeah.
Per time. Okay, so every time you take it, if you have to take it more than once, you have to pay $150. I'm
hearing they have deals. Some places have deals. Some people go to Indianapolis and get deals, but whatever. It's still, if you're a kid trying to be a fireman in the city of Chicago, you got to go to the suburbs and get it done. They got one on the north side. They got a couple on the south side. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Homewood. 183rd. Those places, little ways to get to.
Okay.
But anyway, so the Army is. I guess they obviously have a bigger pool. They are having a bigger issue, obviously, than the fire department. They started hiring personal trainers because they could not keep the amount of recruits that they wanted due to certain ailments or whatever else they had. Or, there's this lieutenant colonel. No, I'm sorry. He's lieutenant general on YouTube, and he was talking about the readiness of just regular people and how when he gets recruits, they are not ready for boot camp. Mm-hmm. They're undeniably not ready. And so they had to start when they eat, they had to get their nutrition together because best believe, nutrition is 75% of this thing.
Okay, 75%.
Some people want to say 80. You cannot outrun Popeyes.
Okay.
Well, you can. It'll take all day.
So
it'll take all day to outrun Popeyes.
You're saying you can't outwork out a bad diet.
You can, but we don't have enough time.
Okay.
I got 2 babies at home. I got a wife. I don't know, you got a wife, you got babies at home.
Right.
We don't have enough time to outrun Popeyes, man.
Okay.
Outrun a Popeye sandwich, at least, especially every day.
Okay.
We have that kind of time. But, so getting on a job, you're going to encounter challenges, especially in the firehouse, with eating. And they make delicious meals. What's your favorite meal at the firehouse?
I talk about that in the book. And college, what they say, you go get the freshman 15.
Yeah.
The firehouse, you get the freshman 50. What's my favorite firehouse meal? There are so many, and then I've learned how to make so many different things. I kind of don't want to let everybody in on like all our secrets of the stuff we have, like on special days and stuff.
Okay.
But a regular surf and turf day is
all right. Yeah, surf and turf
for me.
All right, let's talk about surf and turf, right? All right. So you got a steak, right?
Yep.
A steak is supposed to be the palm of your hand. All right. I got decent sized hands. Supposed to be palm of your hand.
Right. We can show them on the little camera we got.
That's
here.
how big your steak is supposed to be.
Not the fingers.
No, not the fingers. Just
the palm.
Right.
Okay.
That's how big your steak's supposed to be.
Because my steak is usually the size of my entire hand and maybe some extra fingers.
Yeah, you go with 12 ounce. That's your thing, 12 ounce?
It was. Yeah. I'm trying to cut back and cut down, but yes.
All right. So we looking more at 6 to 8. Okay, 6 to 8 ounce. Actually, I feel like 8's too much. 6 ounce steak is probably pretty good. And so then you got that was the turf. Now you got the surf. What you looking at? Lobster tail?
Lobster tail.
Yeah, so we're going with a 4 ounce lobster tail.
Yeah.
That sounds good. How about baked potato with mashed potatoes and chives and
with all the fixings? That's a twice base if you're gonna have twice baked. If you're gonna have mashed potatoes in there, but mashed potato, butter, sour cream, chives, salt, pepper.
Now,
bacon bits maybe, cheese.
Okay, what and
sour cream.
They add some frozen inorganic broccoli to the side, right?
Okay.
Usually.
I know you're big on organics, so
That's usually what they do, inorganic broccoli on the side a little bit.
Yeah, because then when you add it with the cheese, it's like you can make it a little gourmet.
Oh, you put the cheese on the broccoli.
I'm just saying it's gourmet on your plate.
Yeah, I feel you. It tastes good. It's all good. So, okay, it's no way you can be in a state of readiness to fight a fire after eating that kind of meal.
You are correct, sir.
It's no way.
Yes.
Now, this is also after you have not worked out, you have not, what else? Eating right at home. Let's say you went on intermittent fasting. Let's say you went on a 12-hour fast as soon as you got home from the firehouse. Now, who does that? Nobody does that.
Well, I do that.
Do it?
Yeah,
okay.
remember I was doing that in the academy.
You was doing it, yeah. So, so you go that route. You got to stick to it. You got to be real disciplined. Mm-hmm. Or maybe that meal is the only meal you eat at the firehouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the once a day.
A day.
And we have 3 because, you have lunch and you have dinner. And then when you come in the morning from the next shift, you have leftovers from the day before. So you have the opportunity to have 3 plus snacks to graze throughout the day.
Every last single Oreo you can think of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Red velvet.
Double.
Carrot
triple
cake.
stuff.
Mega
Oreos.
stuff.
Mega stuff. That's the word. Mega stuff.
Yes.
I've never seen that. Rats, when you give a rat an Oreo, you know what they eat first?
No, I don't know.
They eat the middle first.
Okay.
And you ever seen that commercial?
So you calling me a rat?
No, I ain't calling you a rat.
That's what I do.
As you do. The commercial told you to do that because in the commercial, what they do?
They twist it open.
And where you think they got from? They got that from the rats.
Okay. So rats put them on the game.
Yeah.
Told them how to pitch it. To pitch it to the public.
That's it. The rats eat that first, man.
I'm with that.
So anyway, where was I at? So when dealing with the readiness of, I keep just talking about firemen. I'm talking about readiness of just doing something. I mean, look at it right now. You know, you don't know when it's time to run. We've had riots all over the place.
Yes. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Are you ready to protect your family? Are you ready? I'm not even talking about having a gun, because we've seen on YouTube and all that types of stuff, people drawing guns on people. Are you ready to shoot this person? I mean, and drawing a gun is a little bit different than, you know, protecting yourself. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is somebody walking up on you and grabbing you or whatever the case they do to you. You might have time to pull that gun out. Maybe the gun's in your car. You know, you have to be in the correct fitness, the correct readiness state to protect yourself and your family.
Well, I was going to say depending on where you carry, because, you know, you have multiple, depending on what you wear, what you have on, small of your back, hip, ankle, wherever, you have to be kind of flexible to get to it as well.
Yeah, that too. And then, so, I don't know, it's just that we cannot, as a tribe of people, let ourselves go when we're trying to get something. And I mean, a tribe can mean many things. The tribe of Chicago, you know, the citizens of Chicago. We're serving, that's what we're serving, right?
Right.
And we got to look the part, man. I mean, you can't just get off, you know, the rig looking a certain way. You know what I mean?
So you can't get off the rig and not have your belly tucked in.
We're a public service announcement.
Right.
We're walking public service announcement. We're showing people what they pay for.
Right.
And in a fire, your heartbeat jacks up. What they say it can be to 150 beats per minute, 160 beats per minute.
Right. Yep.
And just waking up. Say you're at sleep, you're at rest, and you're sleeping in your bunk, and you hear this tones. Those tones, I mean, they put that nice lady's voice on there, and she sounds halfway soothing. But I mean, it's nothing you can really do to soften that blow when
you having to get up.
You having to give up. I mean, your heart goes from when you're sleeping at rest. Hopefully, it's around 50 beats per minute. And then you just jack it up right there. Boom. Right there, it's jacked up to another 60 beats.
Yep.
That fast.
Yep.
This is before you get to the fire.
Right. This is waking up.
This is waking up.
Yeah. This is not even getting to the apparatus, getting to the rig.
And then when you get to it, and that screen says working fire, now it's staying there.
That's even more.
It's staying, yeah.
Yep.
And then on the way, you smelling the smoke outside. You know, you rolling the window down. You're like, oh, that's for real. You get in there. Then you see it, and you jack.
Yep.
So, and that's basically, I mean, the veterans, you know, they calm yourself, whatever. But you knew on the job, that's what's happening.
Yeah, out the gate, that's difficult to just calm yourself down. I know when we were teaching together, it's an experience you can't really explain. You try as best you can. And we even simulate, even when we do our evolutions, we try and simulate that event, but it's hard to do. So we just kind of, you got to wait sometimes till you get there. So right. That's a great example of kind of the size up overall. Like you said, you see it, you hear it, you smell it.
And what's the number one killer of firemen on the job?
Wasn't it heart attacks?
Heart attacks.
Yep.
Not that fire.
Yeah, because, and you know, a lot of times we read every morning at the academy, we read the line of duty deaths for each day.
Heart attack.
A lot of times.
Heart attack.
Yeah.
Stroke.
Heart attack in quarters. That's how it reads. Heart attack in quarters. Somebody will go out, they'll do their thing, everything that Vito here said, and then they'll come back and have a heart attack in quarters, and it's just too late.
And, you know, we firemen, you know, we have to take care of ourselves because I'm telling you, they're going to hit us on the head with these insurance costs. They're trying to do what Chicago Lives Healthy. Now, Chicago Lives Healthy is a program that you get into that basically you have a, feel me, like a program.
Yes, it's a program. It cuts down on your insurance costs.
Yeah.
They would charge you.
Raise it.
Or it can raise. But they charge a deductible, and if you participate in the program, you don't have to pay that rate. And the program is different for different people. Some people get calls. Some people go on the computer or do a little continuing education. it's supposed to be a good thing. It was supposed to be a good thing. Most
think it can
people
be
feel
helpful.
like, well, most people feel like it's an annoyance.
Yeah, right. You know, you're invading my privacy. Well, here's the thing. I don't think your privacy is going to get invaded when the city is going to have to pay for you to run into a fire, and then you want to have a heart attack.
Right.
And then pay for your double bypass or
Okay.
triple bypass. Take a vein from your leg and put it on your heart.
Right.
You know, I think, you know, you just shouldn't, that shouldn't be happening. I mean, they have older firefighters on the job. I mean, there's guys there's guys running fire, going to the roof at 62.
Yeah, right.
You
Because
know.
they kick us off here at 63. But yes, at 62 years old, these men are, like you said, going to a real strenuous job. They on the pipe. That's the hardest job on the engine. You know, you got to crawl in there and find it. And crawl,
Second up.
you have to do. Second up is difficult because you gotta make sure everything is good. Every job is difficult, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But
I mean, carrying your tools.
yeah,
You know, just carrying your tools to the hydrant.
yeah.
Now people got wagons.
Yes, you're right.
People got wagons.
I've heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of that. Yes.
I mean, come on. We gotta raise our standard.
yes.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
how do you propose we go about doing that?
Raising our standards, physical fitness standards on the fire department.
Well, you're talking about in two different ways. You're talking about on the fire department and you're talking about in life. So give us both.
All right, life. It starts with the parents. The parents, we have to control what our children eat when we're younger. Look, let me say something. When I used to get like on the B honor roll or something, my mother used to buy me a Pizza Hut pizza,
Yeah.
Supreme.
Back in the day, because they used to give us the cards for reading books.
Right.
Did y'all have that in Detroit?
Yeah. I know what you're
we
talking about.
had
Yeah.
that in Cleveland. So
Yeah, so I'll get a pizza.
I don't know if they had that in Chicago. They might have. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll get a pizza, a Supreme pizza once a quarter.
Okay.
Not because we really had no money. It's because it was that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
A Supreme pizza back in the day used to cost like $33.
You go to the right
Large.
place, it's still $33.
Pizza Hut?
Not Pizza Hut. That's
Yeah,
what I
I'm
said.
talking
You go
about
to the
Pizza Hut. Yeah,
no.
well,
Well,
yeah.
like I'm talking about here. You go to different pizzerias.
Oh yeah, nice places.
Yeah, nice places.
But,
Yeah, they still hit you.
Pizza
over
Hut
the
used to
head.
be a nice place.
It did. We used to sit down in Pizza Hut.
Right.
That used to be a
We used
treat.
to sit down at Pizza Hut, man.
Yeah.
And so now Pizza Hut tastes terrible.
Yes. I can't say that. I might get a sponsorship from Pizza Hut.
Oh, my
so
bad.
I can't bomb on them too bad.
Yeah, my bad.
Go ahead. Go
But,
ahead. No. Say what you got to
Pizza
say.
Hut, all right.
Say what you got to say.
But
It's just jokes.
here's the thing. It's like dealing with, now I'm getting into food and how it's changing people's DNA and organic food versus inorganic. Some people think it's witchcraft. Some people think it's not true. Eating
Witchcraft?
organic. Yeah, people just don't believe in it.
They don't believe in organic?
They don't believe in organic food. No.
Okay.
They think it's just a gimmick.
Okay.
You know, it's a way to sell more food, whatever.
More expensive food.
Right.
Okay.
And even though Monsanto, they made the seed, they patented it, they put the ready Roundup in it, and that seed makes potatoes or corn. Most times corn.
Corn, yeah.
And that corn has the ready Roundup in it, which the ready Roundup is the insect killer.
Mm-hmm.
So when the insect bites the corn, it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of spraying pesticides.
Mm-hmm.
And because pesticides way more expensive. You look at the dollar menu, or at McDonald's or Burger King or something like that, right? I don't remember. There wasn't no dollar menu when we were growing up. When do you remember when the dollar menu started? When do you remember?
That's a good question.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't no dollar menu growing up. It had to be when I started like kind of earning money from around the house and stuff.
I think I remember a dollar menu like in high school. I think it was like senior year of high school.
You just gave me more homework, but I'm with that.
I don't remember. I mean, when I remember fish fillet, and McDonald's, all that, that was $3.
Right. Yeah.
You know, why did the food get... Everything else in this world got more expensive, but food went down.
Well, cheap food went down.
What do you mean cheap food? So were you calling pizza... Okay, like, it wasn't cheap then.
No, it wasn't. Right. Like you just said, it was $33, but I'm saying cheap food. So what you kind of made me realize in saying that is that food quality has gone down and price goes down. You pretty much saying everything else goes up, but this food going down.
I remember when putting gas in your car is 99 cents.
Yeah, I remember when it was 79, and then I remember when it jumped. and when it jumped to $2, we didn't know what to do. I was in high school then. We had to scrounge up our little change just to get back and forth. Yeah.
So Subway sandwiches. When Subway came out, Subway was delicious.
Yeah.
It was $8 though for a foot long.
Yeah. And now
you get two for two. What's the deal?
I know they got the $5 commercial.
$5 foot long. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, how that work?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else went up. Clothes went up. Jewelry went up. Gas went up. Everything. Education went up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Education.
And food, the main thing that we need, went down. Okay. I mean, so that's letting you know right there what we up against. And that's why the talent pool, readiness in this place, in the United States, and I'm only speaking of the United States because that's where I live, is shrinking.
Okay. So I asked you how, and you said it starts with the parents and
food.
It starts with food.
Yeah.
So that's the how.
Usually
what you feed your kids.
The parents is buying your food, right?
Right.
They don't bring it in the house, you probably not going to get it.
Right.
Probably. Okay, so my kids haven't eaten any red meat or they've never eaten red meat or pork.
That's impressive.
They haven't. They're only 4 and 5, but they haven't.
That's still that's a nice amount of time.
Supposedly, your fat cells, all the fat cells you get, are going to be from 4 years old. From 0 to 4, that's all the fat cells you're gonna get.
Okay.
Now, what's the difference though? They get bigger.
The fat cells get bigger.
Yeah, they get bigger.
Okay.
As you get older, so when they get bigger, you got a choice. You can either, let's say you're 15, you're, 5'7", 250 pounds. That's obviously overweight. Okay, yeah. I'm just saying. That's normal. I mean, it's kind of running around normal,
I'm not trying to derail your point, so go ahead.
But so you can either you can lose weight, right?
Right.
But the fat cells are just gonna get back smaller. They're gonna go almost in a dormant state.
So these same fat cells that you have from 0 to 4, they just grow and shrink depending on your fitness level? Is that what you...
Well, I mean, not necessarily fitness. I mean, just how you eat, how you make them bigger.
Okay.
The chemicals you put in your body.
By eating bad food.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you want to try to beat your DNA, right? You want to try to beat your DNA. Some people have better DNA than others. Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of people going to say. First, number one thing is DNA.
I was born big bone.
Yeah, I was born like this. I was born like this. And all right, but you can, to a point, man, you can control your DNA factors dealing with your cells.
Okay.
Let's be real. You eat a well-balanced diet and keep yourself disciplined on your portion size. Don't let your tongue, your taste buds take over your brain and start being addicted to food. Because let's be real, I don't want to be preachy in here. We're all addicts. Everybody's addicts in this room. You know what I mean? We're all addicts, but it's okay. I mean, when you got heroin addicts, cocaine addicts, whatever the case, right? Mm-hmm. Well, food is killing more than they are. Food is killing cocaine.
So it's legal addiction.
Right. It's legal addiction. And it was a point where I ballooned up to 230 pounds at one time in my life. It was 230. And high blood pressure, pre-diabetic. My brother is diabetic right now. Mm-hmm. He's 36. Pacemaker.
A pacemaker?
Pacemaker.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. That's real. But guess what? That's normal. I mean, I'm going to say it's normal, but I mean, it's getting more and more. let me tell you about in 1980, a dialysis center was like every 40 miles. Now you see more dialysis centers than you see Walgreens.
Yeah.
You see a dialysis center on every corner.
That's true. You do see them more.
That's
more
big money.
often.
That's big money.
Big jobs too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people work in that field. So
now, after dialysis, there's a new thing coming out called perfusionist.
can you explain that? I haven't heard of that.
Well, people's blood in their body is not moving fast enough, right? Because of the heart issues, and most of it is because of lack of magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
And so the new thing is perfusionist. You go like a dialysis center. You go there and they push the blood. Now I don't know. I never seen the machine, but they kind of push the blood through your body using this machine to do it. I mean, it's not out yet, but I'm sure. No, it's out in certain places, but I'm sure it's going to be out like dialysis centers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It's going to be a thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
More homework for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You've been giving me. I'm writing it down because you've been giving me a lot of.
It's going to be a thing one day. Our lack of magnesium is not. We talk about soil. You have 4 elements, or your heart. You got NAK, calcium, and magnesium, Mg.
So you got sodium. Explain those to us.
Sodium,
Uh-huh.
calcium, magnesium, and potassium. K is potassium.
Okay.
And so those 4 things get your pump going in your heart, right?
Because the heart's the pump,
So
right?
I noticed when I was a kid, they kept saying more calcium, put more calcium and stuff.
Well, you see now a lot of juices, milk, that was their main thing,
Yeah.
calcium, like orange juice especially, now with extra calcium in it. Yeah. And then I remember going to the mall and walking around the mall, they used to give us free vitamin C tabs just because.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So everything, just more calcium. Man. I'm gonna have to look at this, but people don't die from being calcium deficient.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what they do die from is, they mess with heart attacks, and magnesium gives you that relax in your blood vessel.
Right.
It relaxes you.
Right.
I spray myself with magnesium, just about every morning. I use magnesium deodorant. And that's another thing. You deodorant your body with stuff if you can't eat it, don't put it in your body.
Now, I thought they were taking magnesium.
If you can't eat it, don't put it on your body. I'm sorry.
I thought they were taking magnesium out of deodorant now. I thought that was the big push, or am I incorrect?
No, I didn't hear that one.
I thought that I read a lot that was
Really?
Magnesium free. But like I said, I could be incorrect.
Magnesium is not in the soil. You can't get it from plants anymore. I mean, inorganic plants.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to get. You got to rub it on your body. You can drink it. They got about 4 types of magnesium you can take. Citrate, magnesium oxide, but it's, magnesium is a very important part. It goes in your hair.
Okay.
People losing their hair, whatever case, lack of magnesium. Maybe it's not because of your DNA you lose your hair. Maybe it's because you lack of magnesium,
You might have found a cure for baldness, I think.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are going to thank us for this, especially you.
But, DNA, I know it controls a lot of things. What they say, you get your male pattern baldness from your mom's father, I think.
That's what they say,
Yeah,
yes.
you get it from your mom's father. So, I'm not saying you can't control it, but you can. I mean, you can do your best. You're not going to go down fighting.
Contribute.
Yeah.
Like, help yourself.
Right, and eating Popeye's chicken sandwich is not going to help. You know what I mean? That's not the thing.
Okay.
You
ever see that meme that said COVID and all this didn't start until the Popeye's chicken sandwich came out?
No, I never seen that.
They said none of this started happening until that sandwich took over the country.
Straight up.
That's what I read. That's what I saw. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to spread anything.
That.
This is allegedly. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you told us about those 4 chemicals, or those, not chemicals, but those 4 elements that we use to take.
Right.
Anything else that you can suggest to us that might help us?
Portion control, people.
Okay, portion control. We talked about that with the palm, with the size of our palm.
Portion control.
I know when you're cooking
That's
pasta,
a whole other show.
what they say, the size of a quarter.
Yep.
Dry.
I'm not a big dairy fan.
Okay.
No dairy.
No dairy.
Yeah. Well, okay. Cheese. I'll eat cheese pieces. That's my cheat day.
Okay.
You want to talk about cheat day? Now you got one cheat meal. Actually, it's actually not a day. It's a cheat meal.
Cheat meal.
You can't go and eat 4 pieces in one day.
And say, this is my day. This is my whole day to be bad.
Yeah, that might not work out too good.
Okay.
But to stay healthy, I mean, this is big business. Trying to make money. And, you got to raising your insurance rates and all that. They're going to start taking the money from us. We can have 800-900 people. Not saying we do. I'm just saying, I mean, it might get to this where we have 900 people laid up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't. I'm just saying, but one day we might.
It can happen.
No, it can happen.
Yeah.
There's people that are, control their diabetes. Diabetes, sugar. I mean, sugar just is crazy, man. They put sugar in everything. They put sugar in everything. And I got a personal experience with diabetes because my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he's I don't know, getting kind of a little bit choked up a little bit because I watched him, kind of go down that route.
That's okay. I mean,
that's
what we're here to talk about.
I watched him go down that route, or go down that path.
Mm-hmm.
And, we trying to stop him from doing certain things. And have you seen, what's that movie? Trial Called Quest, right? You seen that movie?
I know, but I didn't watch it. With Fife?
You never watched it?
No, I never watched it.
You gotta watch that.
Anyway, more homework.
Man, Q-Tip, when Q-Tip was talking to Fife, it was the exact same thing. I mean, Fife would sit there and, those 7-Eleven pops.
Mm-hmm.
He would sit there and push the pop on each one and mix them all together.
The big gulp.
Yeah,
isn't that what it's called? Yeah.
But he wouldn't drink one pop. He drank like 6 of them.
He drank all of them.
I'm looking at this like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's a lot.
And he'll drink the whole thing. And he's saying on the show, on the movie, good movie by the way, Q-Tip, Fife, rest in peace, Fife. Ali Shaheed Muhammad, Jerobi. Don't forget about Jerobi. Jerobi is like the lost member, but he still did it.
Okay.
Anyway, he said, yeah, he's sipping the soda, saying, yeah, I'm addicted to pop.
And like you were
That's
just
it.
talking about everybody being an addict of some sort. So
his wife gave him a kidney
Oh, I didn't know that.
on the show. I mean, on the movie. Now I'm giving out the movie. Spoiler alert. But his wife gave him a kidney, man. It wasn't enough.
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
he
Still
eventually
died.
passed away. Yeah,
He still died.
I'm gonna have to watch
giving
that
out,
as well.
Giving out another body part to your sibling or parent or whoever you're giving it to, man, that's deep.
That's a real personal experience.
Yeah.
Read articles about people giving kidneys to their spouse and then the spouse leave and giving it like to brothers and sisters.
Right, you
and
can't get it back.
And then they die and
you drinking on it?
then they drinking and hanging out and not taking care of the gift that they gave you. It's not what's up. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. But just in short, man, portion control. Just start there.
Okay.
Start there. Just it's control, discipline. I know I'm using these words, but I mean that's what it is. And I'm not on no soapbox, man, because I am red meat free for 8 years.
That's a nice amount of time. That's a long time.
And I sound like we're in an AA meeting or something, right? That's what it sounds like. It's straight up. That's what it sounds like. I haven't tasted pork and red meat in 8 years, and I ain't gonna lie, I feel better. I feel better. I feel like I can do my job better.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What about the protein? I know, like I said, there's articles either way. Red meat is the worst thing for you.
No one dies from protein deficiency.
Nobody dies from
Unless
protein deficiency.
with the Great Depression.
Well, what about from the aspect of building muscle?
Some of the biggest animals on the planet, strongest animals on the planet. Name me some animals.
Bear, grizzly bear, polar bear. elephant, rhinoceros,
Veggie.
giraffe.
Strong.
Oh, you just talking about strong. I thought you were talking about big.
You said building muscle. Yeah, strong.
Well,
yeah.
I was just thinking big. Okay, not giraffe. Lion, tiger.
Okay.
They eat meat.
Yeah.
So
Gorilla. Veggie.
Silverback gorilla.
Yeah.
So, but what about the meat-eating ones? So that's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, I'll talk to you about that. First of all, their teeth. Their teeth are made for cutting. They have cutting teeth. They don't really have molars. We have molars. That's the grind. Molars grind. They don't. We got incisors. I think that's called.
Yep, incisors.
To tear. Well, we only have 4. Okay, and our intestinal system is way too long for us to be world-class meat eaters.
Okay.
The way is way too long.
So, well, you got. I remember from school, you got carnivores. That's the meat. Herbivores and omnivores.
Correct.
And
we're omnivores.
Right. So we have the ability to eat both. So what about the fact of eating both?
All right. Well, I'll say this. When back in the day when meat was scarce, I mean, it took a lot to catch meat. We had to hunt it. We had to burn calories to catch meat. Now we can go to the store and buy salmon that's dyed pink.
Okay, so
red dyed pink.
So it sounds like what you're saying. The process is too available.
It's too available.
Yeah, the process of us getting the meat that we wanted to eat was us burning the calories to get there to that point.
Thousands.
And that was like the reward.
Yeah.
And now it's no reward.
There's no reward. Back in the day, they talking about the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. Pot roast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we people had a pot roast on Sunday. Like that was a gift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, shoot, steak. I haven't bought a steak in a long time. How much per pound is steak now?
Let's say $10.99, so $11. On sale, $8.
That's relatively cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's here in Chicago. To tell the truth, when I moved here and I saw how much meat prices were as compared to back home in Cleveland, it's crazy. Like when I was telling people, they're like, "Bring me back a standing rib roast when you come when you come back back
you're
to
saying
town."
It's cheaper here because we got a lot of butchers here, right? Not butchers, slaughterhouses.
Well, it used to be the case, and now it just kind of the prices have stayed the same. But yes, meat is drastically cheaper here than it is,
and
like I said,
and especially when they're dyeing the meat red to make it look better.
Yeah, when they push the through.
They have to. They're dyeing the salmon pink to make it more pleasing to the eye.
Yeah,
because it comes out white, farm raised. You know.
So. No farm raised, all organic. So what about with the meat that we do enjoy? What about grass fed? What about that kind of beef?
Yeah, I mean, each his own, man. I'm saying it again. I'm not.
This is just what you do.
I'm not on no soapbox.
Okay.
You know that works for me.
Okay.
When I cut out red meat and pork, I lost 20 pounds, like dang instantly.
Okay.
Like in a month or 2 months, rather. And I didn't do much working out neither. I mean, I went regular.
Okay. You didn't increase.
No.
Just that change to your diet.
Because it's 75%.
Saw results and you felt better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you eating an 8-ounce steak every day and it's working for you, go ahead. I don't know if that's.
Do you?
Yeah, that's kind of tough. But because it takes a long time to digest 8 ounces of meat.
Now, I've asked you this question before, and maybe somebody out there in podcast land will hear it and give me a decent answer. What did pork ever do to anyone? Why is pork such a no-no?
Well, I don't want to sound like
non-religious wise.
A preacher from Islam.
Yeah, non-religious wise, just straight nutrition.
Well, pigs eat. They're scavengers. They eat anything.
Okay.
I think people know that. They live in filth.
Okay.
They don't sweat.
They don't have any sweat glands, correct.
They eat the remains of other pigs also.
But what about
They grind them
chickens?
up.
People talk about chicken like it's the best thing ever. Chickens eat the same.
Yeah, it depends. Now, if you want to go free range chicken.
No free range. I'm talking about these chickens. They pump up
You
with
talking
hormone.
about Purdue?
I'm saying, why is chicken so much looked at in so much better of a light than pork? And you just gave an example of they eat their own fill. Or what about shrimp? They talk about bottom feeders.
It is shrimp. Is, that's a bottom feeder. Lobster.
Yep.
They don't sweat. They don't breathe.
So
they're encased.
So that's what I'm saying. How is that better for me than?
Well, you got some people that say, "What you rather do? Get shot or hung?"
That's what they say on that food documentary on Netflix.
Now, I don't. Force over knives. I don't think it's that drastic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I really don't. I see it like this. If I went fishing, because I guess in the Bible they went fishing all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I went fishing, how long would it take for me to prepare that fish to eat?
Not long. I
Not
used
long.
to
You
go
scale it.
go fishing a lot, scale it, clean out the inside. Yeah, not
You
a
can
whole
do that
ton
with
of
minimum tools, right?
work. A knife. You can get it done
Yeah.
with a knife.
With a paring knife of some sort, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Go catch a chicken. What's it going to take for you to do that?
It's gonna take them calories you was talking about, because I gotta chase it. And,
You gotta chase it. Then what?
And think up a trick to get it.
And then what?
Well, then I have to kill it. Then I have to.
Well, you say the killing process. I mean, that's you need a knife to cut off his head, I guess.
Yeah.
You need a knife to take the feathers off.
Yeah.
And then the fish, I can actually hold in my hand and probably bite it.
Like a polar bear. That's what.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's what they do. Yeah.
Man been making fire for 1,000 years. So, I can make a fire, put the fish on it. To cook a chicken, I'm gonna have to get that fire hot, extremely hot.
Well, you got to get the fire hot for the fish too.
Yeah, but it's. Wait, well, you got to cook chicken at what? 350 degrees, 400?
Well, that's when you put it in the oven. But
Yeah.
if you cook it in a pan, you just cook it till it's done.
Yeah, I mean, but you ain't got
Fish-
no pan. That's my point.
Fish, you saying
you don't have no stove.
you don't have no pan. Okay.
Yeah.
So we just out in the forest.
You out in the
just
forest.
me
What
and
you gonna do?
This is what I
Yeah.
talk about, surviving the apocalypse. What we would have to do. So we gonna be
In
out
Bible
there,
times, they
not
ate-
chasing chickens.
They ate, and I'm saying Bible times, or whatever. I mean, whatever you believe in. But in back in those days, they ate a lot of fish, man. That was like their main source of protein.
That was the story. The fish and the loaves of bread. That was easy
And
enough.
and that was still a treat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we hit nutrition over the head.
Yeah.
We hit workouts just a touch. We talked a little bit about the CPAP, what you had to do to get on the job, food increases, stuff like that. One of the major things that makes up you as a person is Detroit. You talk about Detroit all the time, which is cool, which is a good thing. I talk about my hometown as well, but you take it to a whole nother level. So
Yeah, because Detroit, man, is a different kind of city, man. Detroit has boundaries and woes that I feel like other cities just don't have to deal with or don't deal with. And it's gotten worse since GM, Ford, and Chrysler just bailed. Not bailed, but they closed plants.
So that's the big question I wanted to ask you about. How did you end up here?
Oh, yeah. Well, I always ask people, do you want to be a fireman or do you want to be a Chicago fireman? Well, first, I wanted to be a fireman.
Okay.
I want to be a fireman. I said, okay, I'm going to apply to Cincinnati. I'm going to apply to Detroit. I'm going to apply to Little Rock. I'm going to apply to Little Rock, Arkansas. I applied to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I applied to Chicago. Actually, Chicago was in Detroit recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Recruiting us.
Tell me more about that.
I was talking to LAPD. I was talking to LAPD, and they were like right next to me, and I walked right by him. Boom, walked right by him. And they said, "Hey, you're not going to talk to us? I heard you talking to him." I said, "Yeah, you guys not hiring nobody outside of Chicago. Get up out of here, or Illinois. Get up out of here. Y'all not doing that. Y'all just here." You say, "Well, we're here. All right, sign up for the test." Me and my buddy actually signed up for the test.
Okay.
Drove down there one night, slept in front of the McCormick place, took the test, drove back, went to work. And next thing you know, packet in the mail. 2016. Packet was in the mail. I don't know.
I remember mine came.
I can't remember.
Mine came
year later, 2 years.
2006. No, 2006 is when we took it. 2009, because January 10th, 2009 is when I got my interest card. So you probably got yours a little bit before me.
Right.
Or you might have got it at the same time, because I was actually supposed to be in. I was supposed to be in you guys' class, and then I just got bumped to the next one.
Right, but it might have been the same time. So, so I basically went through the process pretty good. Mm-hmm. Detroit's process was tough, meaning no one understood their process, if that makes any sense. No one understood it. They took 15 people, something like that, when I was going through. It was really weird. It was a weird situation. Chicago's process is pretty smooth.
Okay.
I was very pleased with that process. I know some people haven't been.
Yeah, it's different now, and it goes different for different people. For me, it didn't go that bad. I got that card January, like I said, 2009, and by August I had a job.
Right.
So your class was March, so it might have just went extra smooth for you. I had a mini hiccup in mine, but like I said, if it wasn't for that, I might have been in. I was supposed to be in that class.
Otherwise, it's been a kind of an easy transition from Detroit to Chicago. Messing with the women was a little tough at first.
Okay.
They're a little different here.
That is completely true. Yeah, there's just no way around that.
Yeah. They beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I say. Different, good.
They different. Yeah, and what was your experience? I mean, you a Cleveland guy.
Well, I talk about it a little bit on my other episode. No, I'll tell you, it's the exact same place. I mean, it's the same climate, it's the same type of people. Yeah. It's like I just moved to a bigger fishbowl.
Right, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm just a fish swimming around in a very similar bowl. Like I said, the climate is the same, the people talk the same. You got to know where to go, where not to go, what to say, what to do, things like that. Like you said, the women are a little different. Race relations are a touch different
very
here.
Different. Yeah, very different here.
Yeah, they're a touch different here.
It's wild, actually.
Yes.
I think Martin Luther King, when he came here and spoke, he was walking down, what was it, Cicero? He was walking to Cicero, I think.
I don't know. I haven't heard this story.
Yeah, you haven't heard it? Yeah, he was marching in Cicero. This was, during the civil rights.
In Cicero, the town, or on Cicero, the street?
I think it was the street.
Okay. So on the west side, because we know the west side got hit really hard with the riots and everything.
Yeah,
but
he
in Cicero's a
he
west
was just saying
street.
This place is almost worse than Alabama. Mm-hmm. Like straight up.
Just as far as the segregation.
Yeah, that
people?
part. Yeah,
okay.
That part.
From white people living to one place to black people living in another place. Okay. Right. No, I have to look that up as well.
He was saying that. Now I was really surprised. With the division in that.
So another episode I had somebody from Chicago, and I was saying, like, me being from somewhere else and then living here, I kind of don't have those predetermined or prejudices against an area to move to or to go to.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And you didn't. And we talked about that with each other.
Because, be honest, I think Chicagoans are spoiled.
Well, tell me how. Let me hear it.
Because when you call the police, they come.
Okay.
You call the ambulance, they come.
Okay.
You call the fire department, they come.
Okay.
You got cameras everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You got, what's those machines now? You shoot a gunshot at signals.
Yeah.
All these things. They don't have those things in Detroit. They have 14 ambulances to service the whole city of Detroit.
And they're not even a part of the same service, correct?
Correct.
It's like different, because fire does its thing and EMS does its thing.
This place is very, very nice. You know what I mean? This is a nice place. And, I guess you got some gripes. People complain about taxes and all that kind of stuff. But
Right.
You get what you pay for.
Well, that's not the same story that the media gives us. That this place is nice, because I have friends from back home. Like, I never lived there. It's crazy. That place is a jungle.
Well, you just
and
said
I'm
about
like,
media, though.
it's
Not that bad.
But it's 3 million. We're 2 point something our last census, so it's 2 plus something million. What's the population of Detroit right now?
Right now, it's under half. I think it's under 500,000.
Okay. I think the last time I looked up Cleveland, it was 300-something thousand, 203. So it's just...
Detroit used to be the third largest city in the United States, like 30 years ago.
Yeah. Well, like you said...
35 years ago.
A lot of the jobs leaving and everything. These are all, like, high-end subjects for a different show.
I mean, Chicago was our little brother.
At a time?
At a time.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up.
See, that's that Detroit coming out.
No,
everything from Detroit is better. We talk about football. Barry Sanders, best running back ever.
He is the best running back ever.
Detroit back-to-back. The Pistons, best team to win a championship ever.
Okay, all right.
This is what you say.
All right.
These are the conversations we have.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm just saying, like,
Jim Brown.
You got Barry.
Best running back ever.
You got Barry. Barry, hands down, is the best running back ever. And you know what? But you got to give Barry props, because he wouldn't pass Walter Payton's record because he had so much reverence and respect for him. He just didn't want to do it off rip.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
so that make him a better dude.
I think so.
I'm not saying no. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan said I was a better player because I went through the Detroit Pistons.
Okay. So that's because of y'all. Y'all made Mike better.
Yes.
Okay. So Detroit contributed to Chicago's greatness.
Success.
Yes. Okay.
If Mike didn't go through that process,
I'm with
the
that.
Bad Boys, he might not be Michael Jordan.
This is what we argue about.
You know what I'm saying?
All the time. They're nice, friendly arguments.
Yeah, I remember when Detroit was just killing Cleveland. Craig Elo and Mark Price. that was a murder show. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. Brad Daugherty. I remember them cats, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was a murder show.
I remember them cats too. Hey, I've always got to put on for my hometown cats.
No doubt.
They did.
You got LeBron.
They supposed to. Yeah.
LeBron did it. Brought it back.
Yep.
You know what it's supposed to be.
For a while. Where it's supposed to be. Right. For a while. Yep.
We should have had a Carmelo Anthony.
You should have had Carmelo Anthony. I don't know what happened there. It's
rigged.
I don't know if I could say it's rigged, but something happened.
Who's the number 2 draft pick in that draft?
Darko Milicic.
Darko Milicic. Who was number 3 for? Who's number?
Carmelo
3?
was 3.
Who's 4?
Chris Bosh.
Who's 5?
D Wade.
We couldn't get none of those people.
Hey, it happens.
Who was 7?
I don't remember.
Kirk
who's
Heinrich.
7. Kirk Heinrich. Okay, I didn't.
We couldn't get any of those people.
Hey, Joe D. That was another guy. That's your Detroit guy. I don't know what he was doing. He was out thinking himself. I don't know what happened there, but hey, I remember my buddy. They thought for sure, even before we got the number 1 pick, they thought we was getting Carmelo off top. He's like, "We gonna get Carmelo." I'm like, well, whatever happened.
Carmelo just had an interview about that, man, saying he might have been a better player.
We talked about that if he'd have went to Detroit. They had Tayshaun Prince at the time, so that's who was starting 3 for him. But even if they would have brought him off the bench, he would have been better. I mean, even if they'd have picked D Wade, that'd have been better. Bosh would have been better. Anybody
in that draft.
But
Heinrich.
I can't talk too bad about. I don't want to talk too bad about Darko because he's like an MMA fighter now, and he's still 7 feet, so he might come kick one of us in the head.
Okay, he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, he did MMA.
I know. Yeah, he looked hardcore. I ain't gonna say he didn't look hardcore. He's from Serbia, Croatia. So. Yeah,
so we talk about here being a nice place. It's rough in some other countries too. So, well, Vito, you have done an outstanding job talking to me, and I'm sure that I'm going to have you on again. We can have, like I said, these conversations that we have can go on forever. And I'm still trying to get people to come into the studio and hang out with me. So
yeah, we're gonna do next time. We do some more fun stuff.
Yeah, we do some more fun stuff. I don't want to beat people up too beat the ears up too much. Is there any way that you would like anyone to get in contact with you?
Oh, well, yeah. You got the Facebook, VeaduxSprings, VEDAUX, Springs, SPRINGS, at gmail.com. Facebook, got a page. Also, Instagram, same thing. IG. I do a little DJing on the side.
Yep, that's the other thing we didn't get a chance to really get into. Real quick, before we get out of here, tell me a little bit about your DJing.
Oh, I've been DJing for about 5-6 years. I'm a hip-hop DJ. I'm learning house music, Chicago house music. In Detroit, it's more techno.
That's what I was about to say. What y'all do in Detroit?
I came from a techno background.
Uh-huh.
So here, house, techno. Techno came from house. So I give all the props in the world, Chicago, house.
Finally, give them props for something.
I give them props for a lot, baby.
No, I'm just messing with you. Just jokes.
But yeah. So it's shoot, maybe we can do something.
Okay, we're going to have to get another one of our Midwest. We're going to have a 3-person thing. We're going to have a Chicago representative come debate with you because I'm not really well-versed in that. I'm just
maybe we can,
Cleveland.
Maybe play some music.
Oh, we can, and that's the other conversation we have. Who came from Chicago? Who came from Detroit? Who came from Cleveland? Like, they talk about R. Kelly here. Well, I don't know if they still want to claim him here, but who? And we got the OJs and Bone.
Yeah. Oh, Detroit?
Yeah, I'm talking about Cleveland. That's who we got. Who y'all got?
You know what? The main person where everybody's going to say is who? Come on, Eminem, right?
Yeah.
Well, Eminem didn't really live in Detroit. He kind of showed in the movie. He walked across the street.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Walked across 8 Mile.
Okay.
Detroit. All props to him though. Wonderful artist. He cold.
Yeah.
But
nice.
I'm gonna hit you with some people you might not think about. Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
We're gonna go with Temptations. We're gonna go with Stevie Wonder. You know, I'm hitting people with that.
That's what I want you to. Right. I'm not.
Yeah.
No, we ain't got no recency bias. I'm talking about all time. Music is forever. It's like this podcast is gonna be forever. Just evolve and grow.
That's what I'm hitting with.
All right. Well, VeaduxSprings. You gave him your information. Is there anything else you'd like to say for the next time you come on?
Well, Sev, thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming.
It's been fun. I've had a wonderful time. I hope we can come back and talk about some more. You can get into this real banter.
Yes.
About things. You know what I'm
that.
saying? This was more informational, but I had a great time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
All right.
This has been a Fire and Iron Media production. You have something to say, people want to listen. How's that, Daddy?